a very special thank you to everybody who tunes in to the Justin Podcast. And I also want to give a special thanks to all my sponsors.
No. Let me get this. Yeah, Mr. Exclusive. I'm talking to your ass, man. Because, you sit up there.
When that Grandpa Joe told us something, you going to kick his ass. And all of a sudden, you want to come on here and try to make
because it all started with you. It all started with you, and the doggone junk spread it like a doggone disease. Everybody knows when I first came in this junk, that doggone scandal about me came out. When I first came out of XTV, it was like 2003. I had just got out of prison. My cousin Jax got me a job here, all right, because I had just did a bid upstate.
1 minute he ain't his cousin. 1 minute he is his cousin.
No, Jax is, man. Hey, Jermaine, tell this guy.
Oh, man, why were you?
It rained, man.
He shook his hand, bitch.
It rained, man. Clean that suit. I smell good, man. Here we go, man. He sound like Loaded Lux. Man, chill out, man. Now, let's start chopping this fable, then. If I sound like, let's start chopping this fable. All right, now look. He wants to come out there. He wants to bring up my doggone past. All right, it's like I said, man. Everybody knows when I first came in here.
You trying to play this clean cut gimmick, but you ain't clean cut.
It ain't no clean cut nothing, man.
Yes, it is.
I've been the same guy since day one that I came in here. What did I say on the podcast? I said that I was in the streets. I said that I was doing the wrong things. And you know what I mean? Hey, life had caught up to me, man. And you know what? I slipped on a banana. And, I ended up in this situation.
You slipped on a banana, you beat up a child.
Yeah, with the grace of God, I ended up with a good job. And with me and my, still corrupted mind of how I was thinking back then, like a young man, you know what I'm saying? Then, hey, man, that's what I got. And I had to deal with that, man. We're talking about 10 years of my life, man.
That kid had to deal with that, obviously. Look how
No, because you done got some doggone fugazi ass kid. I don't know who the hell he is, man. You ain't got him from the doggone streets. At a doggone project somewhere, paid him in crack rock or whatever the hell he do, or crystals or whatever the hell. No, I ain't dissing the damn person. I'm dissing you, man, because that's your homeboy, man.
And I'm mad at you too.
You ain't fooling no damn body.
I'm mad at you too, Justin. Yeah, I'm mad at you. Come here.
What?
Yeah, I'm mad.
What?
You upset me, dog, because
what
I bet he get this damn bald head, dumbass trying to be clean cut bastard and don't get the damn kid on your damn podcast. Let him tell his story. I at least let him tell his story and here's JJ go right now. So I was like, oh, he probably no crackles.
No, you know why? Hold on, Justin. You know why? Because, man, he knows, just like, old Joe should know. That's what I was saying about you, man, that you ain't trying to do nothing but pull a scandal. XTV does this, man.
Me? I'm trying to pull a scandal?
Man, yeah, because, man, I heard you on the doggone live show today. You up there talking about, oh, man, you said, oh, JJ just glossed over. Ain't glossed over a got-beat thing, man. I told the whole damn story on the podcast. Well, you want to hear about it? Listen to Justice Podcast.
Lord.
No, man, because I'm shook up. I ain't trying to go on your old Joe.
I ain't
trying to go off on your old Joe.
Now he's trying to make Grandpa Joe have a heart attack.
No. And it ain't about that, man. I'm just letting it be known, man.
I beat your ass.
No, because you ain't shit, man.
You ain't shit. I threw your phone.
Man, pick up my damn phone, man.
I ain't picking it up.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Miss Martha, man. You guys are just disturbing the neighbors, okay?
Fuck them neighbors, Miss Martha.
Nah, I'm calling you guys to calm down. Martha, she don't know.
Actually, his ass need to come down. He the loudest one in this bitch, old Tommy ass.
Man, I'm sorry, Miss Martha. I'm really sorry. I don't mean no disrespect or nothing like that. But this guy's got to be dealt with.
Stop pointing at me,
man.
Now, can I plead my case?
No, we good. No, we good.
Man, get your little gay ass out of here. We good. Yeah, we good, you fat.
Nah, we good.
Do I gotta start something? Get out of here. You ain't got a transsexual ass son. Get your fuck ass out of here. Nobody talking to you.
Hey.
Let me plead my case. And don't cut me off. Don't you.
Man, stay the doggone jump, man. You ain't gonna do nothing to nobody, man. You ain't nothing but talk, man. You don't do nothing but speak your little Pepto-Bismol on somebody's
face. Shut up! Damn. Nah, man. You know what I'm saying? That kid came out there, he told his case, he told his story. You know what I mean? You try to make it like, oh, I just slammed him on the desk, and then all of a sudden they arrested me out, did my time. That ain't how it happened. Because look, once you came here in 2003, that story was what you was known for, beating up a fucking child. What happened later on in 03? Did you forget, JJ? Did you forget? You beat up Yosie when she was the fucking minor.
How many motherfucking times did your ass put your hands on Yosie? You made her lose her first got beat baby, dog. You're the reason because you put your hands on it. You put your hands on people like Miss Martha. But you want to sit up there and forget that junk. You want to be the pot calling the ghetto black, just like J.W. Boss said, dog. You got no respect, man.
Oh, you want to put the scum. I ain't make her lose her, baby. That's some shit you did, man.
I ain't make a got beat thing up.
Yeah,
man.
but I did make up the fact that you beat up 2 damn children, one when you got out of prison and one before.
Yeah, okay. Well, sit up there and talk about me, but look at yourself in the mirror, man. You sitting up there throwing rocks and you acting like you ain't got no sense yourself. You're the worst of them all.
When 05,
you're the worst of them all.
When 05 come, I'm gonna destroy your ass.
And that's why I whooped your ass the other day, but I'm gonna stay composed. I'm gonna compose myself, man.
You whooped my ass the other day.
Yeah, you damn right I did. You want to fight me in the doggone match? You want to get me from behind the desk? Let me tell you, man, that junk you see on TV, man, that's just all for show, dog.
Exactly, all for show. But the truth is, he a piece of shit, and he just and y'all see it.
No, man, your mouth is gonna get you in trouble. Your mouth is gonna get you in trouble, dog. I'm out of here, man.
That ain't shit.
Dealing with this mess, man.
He ain't shit. He about to hit a damn bong. What you doing?
He slammed the door.
He slammed the door?
Yeah.
He slammed your door. How much you paid for that, though?
He slammed the door. Well, I mean, this is typical for me. Killer, again, with somebody else.
Beat his ass. Yelling and shit. Yell at me, though.
I think that it's cool that, the killer's fighting these people. I think it's good.
Why do you think it's good, Bob?
Because, it's like, I feel like it's just good for XTV, man. I'm fighting Brock. The only reason why the killer's fighting up against Goldberg is because I started that. But, I like that we're separate. I like that, you're able to, think about somebody else besides me, your favorite guy.
Yeah, me, same thing.
What?
Feels mutual. I'm glad that you finally, not thinking about your favorite person. I get that I'm your favorite person, but ease back a little bit, boy, and focus on yourself.
Well, I mean, you're the first one in line to team with me. You're like, hey, can I team with Bobby?
No, that's not what happened. Commissioner Corey Jordan put us together, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, because you begged him behind the scenes.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. That's why you're laughing.
You making shit up. It's like you always do that shit. You sit there and make shit up, bro.
How did I make up anything?
Like, oh, please can I share a cell with Killer, please?
Who asked for that?
You?
Please, man,
I want to share a cell with
anybody. I don't want to share a cell with anybody. I want to stay home and be in fucking peace and among the American citizens.
I like the way he pisses.
I never said that.
Yep.
What?
You said that shit.
Okay, okay. If you're talking about that one recording where I didn't say that, we have that recorded, so people can say that I didn't say that.
The handwriting, bitch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, y'all, that's it, though. We just wanted to get JJ and Killer arguing. Fuck all this shit that Bob talking about.
Yeah, thank you. And as for JJ, he's gonna kill you.
He's considered to be the greatest announcer in XTV history. And now, Justin Turkeyleg brings his famous voice along with his awesome friends to the podcast world. This is Justin's podcast.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. We got a good one here today. JJ Strong, my guest. Welcome. Make yourselves welcome. I hope you wasn't overwhelmed by that 8-minute bit at the beginning. That took place about, I'll say anywhere between a month and a half and 2 months ago. And that's when that thing was really, really hot. Whenever like they came out when Westside, first started doing live shows. They only got like 5 of them, to date. And so yeah, I think it was like real hot. The topic was real hot. JJ versus Killer, and Killer had done recently, pulled this one guy off the streets. Says JJ. Killer says it's the real man. I don't know nothing about nothing. I'm just reporting the story, okay? That's all I'm doing here. So, there's that. That's just to get you warmed up for my guest, JJ Strong. He gives his opinion on Killer, on XTV5. The matchup is going to go down. And so, we're gonna hear about what JJ has to say about those different things. We talk about some other things, NXTV, a bunch of good stuff. So, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to keep this here open, rather short because we did talk for, a decent amount of time, at least an hour, probably over an hour. You know what I mean? And, we just talked about all kind of stuff, all sorts of things with JJ Strong. Talked about the upcoming pay-per-view. I'm trying to get this drop before the pay-per-view comes out. I believe it, as of right now, it's about, because I'm looking at my clock, it's 7 o'clock on the head. It's 7 o'clock on a Friday. 4/26 is today's date. And so tomorrow night, at this time, we should be getting into the main event, I would imagine. 6 o'clock bell time. It's probably a little bit more time before the main event, but 6 o'clock bell time. It's NXTV live in Philadelphia. It's a great thing, man. This is what everybody is talking about. It ain't about the Bobs and Killers of the world. Even though that's its own thing, and we still buzz about that here in NXTV, but the world is watching NXTV. That's what they want. And it goes down tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say about those things. That's the intro for this show. Hope you enjoy the rest of the show. It's a good conversation, but, I'll let you guys be the judge of it. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. Leave me a like, man. I like likes. And you know what? I'm going to come and I'm going to show you a whole lot of love on your channel. Just tell me, who you is first. Put your name down there. Be like, yeah, I left a like, and I'm gonna fucks with you. You know what I mean? Because we getting all kind of new people stopping by here at the Justin's Podcast, and it's very much appreciated, very, very much. So that's my intro. That's it. I'm gonna go ahead and do this here close, wrap the show up, and got another week down. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Enjoy the show.
Mamma mia! Pizza Cake haven't chosen me to tell you about the new Corleone pizza. Soft white Italian dough, soaked in the finest Palermo tomato, all topped with 1 whole pound of Milano cheese. Then choose 5 toppings from the famous Pizza Cake 500. Mwah! And remember what Mama said, leave room for dessert at Pizza Cake.
Rolling Sound here with a good friend of mine, JJ Strong. How you doing, my friend?
I'm great, dog, man. Just chillaxing. You know how we do it, man.
And and I'm gonna go ahead and get right to it, JJ, because people tuning in to kind of just hear what you have to say, JJ. You've been a very busy man over the past year and a half or whatever it's been.
Yeah, man. Basically ever since I got the call, ever since T-Dub, got in office, man, they put me, in the chair, man, as far as that announced position, and, it's pretty much been on and popping since then, dog. You already know where that goes with, you're not just announcing, you're involved with everything, you're doing the knowledge, on these individual guys, really trying to, sell these guys and the product, dog. So, it's been a grind, man.
Yeah, but I would say as of late, but it comes to mind that this has been going on for a long time. It's always been sort of a issue with JJ. A issue with you. I don't know what it is about you. You know what I mean? But you always come up. People like, oh, and it's not just one person. It's multiple people saying, get JJ off commentary. We don't like JJ and things of that nature. And, not only that, but, as of late, you got the issues on NXTV. You are on screen fighting up against, my son and having issues, taking chair shots and things of that nature. And then, of course, the biggest thing out of it all is your issues with Killer. Issues that have always been there. No doubt about it. Just give me your perspective of just, all those things that I listed. From top to bottom, if you can, the best way you can.
To address the whole Killer situation, man. I'll just let you guys know that. here's the problem, man. And I don't know if any recordings have been put out. I don't know what I personally have been documented saying, because I don't get on these different forums to be talking about that type of stuff, man. I'm dedicated to my job. I love what I do, and that's what my focus is in my life right now. I always wanted to be a big deal in XTV. I always wanted to be a name. I want to be listed amongst the big guys, the top dogs, guys like yourself, and guys like Killer. I mean, let's be honest, man, but it's not really turning out the way I expected it to, but I take it all in stride, man. I pull the good out of every situation, and I look at this whole thing as a blessing, dog. But you know better than anybody, Justin. This thing goes back, man. I mean, he's taking me to court. I've lost in court against this guy, with the whole Judge Joe Brown situation. I misrepresented myself. I'll be honest there, but I guess this is what it finally had to come to, and it's finally come to this because I've always tried to maintain professionalism, and not until as of late have I been having to get physical, man, or raise my voice, or get off my square. It's actually shameful to me, man. I'm not proud of how I'm acting out here. It's not how I want to represent myself, man. And you got just lethal poisons like this guy, Killer, that's in XTV, that's just just causing it to it's stunting its growth, man. At the bottom of it all, a lot of guys think it's ha-ha, it's fun and games, but listen, man, I think one thing that everybody in XTV can agree on, dog, is the fact that we want this thing to grow, man. And so everybody has got their own idea of what growth means to them. You know what I mean? And you take a corrupted mind like the Killers, all right? And you're talking about growth, and he thinks that all these little antics and stuff, that talking trash to guys like J&W Balls, Third Strike Entertainment, J-Dog, guys who have become friends with us, man. Guys who are really, into the product, into what we do. They enjoy our sessions. We have a good time. No pun intended, as you say, dog. And he's dissing these guys, and I mean, like, dude, these are the guys that are going to help us, get to the next level. You know what I mean? These are the guys that are out here talking about XTV World and these podcasts and things like that, man. And really getting the word out. Whether we realize it or not, man. NXTV, XTV. This stuff is becoming a part of the conversation more and more, man. And we have little issues like this. Where guys want to go into business for themselves, man, and think that it's cool to, just, shoot on people or just, disrespect somebody. That ain't cool, man. That ain't cool, because you're jeopardizing the entire product, man. You're jeopardizing the entire product. And so, as far as me getting into the ring with this guy, it's come down to this, man, because I don't know no other way to shut him up, man. He doesn't know how to shut up. And one thing I notice about him, man, when he loses, he shuts his damn mouth, man. Pardon my language, but he shuts his mouth, man. You know what I mean? Anytime somebody has beat his behind in the ring decisively, yeah, he had to shut the heck up. You know what I mean? And, going into that matchup with J&W Balls, for instance, man, he was shook, dog. He was absolutely shook. He was talking all that trash, man. You know what I mean? Because that's what he does. He's a big talker, but, man, I could tell, man, that dude was shook out of his mind. There was a look in his eyes that I had never seen, because he knew what he had coming for him up against J&W Boss, and now he's dancing and prancing around, like it's all great because he got that one win over the guy. And this guy, he's talking all this trash. The guy says, hey, man, if you want to go again, we can go again. This guy was getting prepared just the other night, man. on
That was the Creation Suite we was recording.
Yeah, I mean, this guy. Meanwhile, while Creation Suite's going on, he's in the Creation Suite himself, getting prepared, getting geared up, man, on 2K19, and he's just gonna sit there in line, wait, just like last time, dog. Ready to eat, dog. We're talking about a guy who's hungry, man. We're talking about a guy who, doesn't get into the ring, but if it need be, dog, he's got this whole AOA army, and they're gonna see to it that he's ready, man. So I think that Killer, he's very irrational, man. He makes so many crazy. I mean, I can sit up here and go on and on and on about it, and he knows that it's the truth. He's probably sitting up there right now listening to this with that little smirk on his face because he thinks it's a game. But I'm gonna deal with it, man. He's going to get dealt with, dog. And I'm gonna have to do it myself, man. It's come to this, Justin. It's come to this.
It's a crazy thing, JJ, because people look at you a certain way. Ever since you came into XTV, you had this kind of, you're always large in stature. You was always a big dude. You know what I mean? You trained a lot. You lift weights, obviously, and but as far as performing in the ring, you never really did well. And alluding to this matchup that you just recently had with Justin Jr. I mean, just seeing you out there, I think that was the main event and only lasted like 5 minutes. That's what people see you as, JJ. And they ended the show with you and your head down. I mean, how much of that was real, and how much of that was you guys just playing along with the story? I mean, and how is that? How does that affect your mindset going into this matchup with Killer?
I'm putting it to you like this, man. I'm the type of guy, I look at the positive in situations, I try to keep a positive outlook on things, a positive mindset. And, it's kind of hard to say, man. It's 50-50. With NXTV, this is something, with the whole Justin Jr. thing, this is something that, that's been kind of written out and thought about for a long time, and we were just trying to figure out, who was the guy, to do it with. We always knew that, Justin Jr. was going to have an issue with, somebody at the announce table. But it could have been me, Gorgon, or Terry, at any given point. I mean, it was talks of, Terry Williams being that guy who Justin attacked. Then, Terry actually, putting back on the trunks, lacing up the boots, you know what I mean, and getting busy up in there. Maybe full time again, but it was just a thought. It was just something tossed around. It's like I said. I mean, being behind that desk, we talk about these things, and especially if they're thinking about if they're thinking about you getting involved in an angle, they will inform you and things like that. And so, long story short, to answer your question, Justin. That's just pretty much basically what it was. I mean, yes, there was cooperation in there, but as far as me and Justin getting in the ring, I mean, you saw me trying my best, man. I did my best. I went in there kind of blind, man. It kind of was what it was. I was trying to get my feels of it, but Justin Jr. I don't even have to say, man. I mean, he's a problem in that ring, and these guys are like, 100 times, ahead of us, old timers, and especially a guy like me, man, who getting in the ring, like you said, that really wasn't my thing. But does it play into my psyche going into this matchup with Killer? Not a bit, man, because it was what it was with the Justin Jr. match. If that makes any sense at all. It just was what it was with that. I didn't mind. I wasn't going out there to try to destroy Justin Jr. I don't have a real problem with Justin Jr., man. That's just for the betterment of NXTV. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm gonna say about that. But as far as Killer, man, that guy really does rub me the wrong way, man. And that's the difference, and I know that you know this, Justin, but that's the difference between XTV and NXTV. NXTV, hey man, we're trying to put on a good show. We're trying to show you guys, a good time out there, and do some creative things, get you guys' feedback, get the people talking, and just diversify things and things of that nature. But when we go live, man. And we start that broadcast, dog. All the fun and games are out the window in many cases, man. I mean, and when you get a grudge like this one right here, it doesn't matter, Justin, that I'm JJ Strong, the announcer guy, man. It doesn't matter. People are gonna come out, man. They're gonna want to see this, and they're gonna know that they're gonna be standing and seeing history, man. However it goes down, dog. But getting in there with Justin Jr., man, that showed me what I needed to do, dog. I really need to step it up. I really need to train, and that's what I'll be doing, man. But you know what? I've been seeing him out there in action too. So does he, dog. He can't come into this matchup saying something like, JJ, yeah, you looking kind of soft out there. Hey, man, I only been in one match. I done seen you lose like 4 or 5 matches back to back on Westside Live. So, you can't even come at that angle with me, dog.
Unbelievable. I guess, that's what it is, JJ. It has come to a head between you and Killer. You guys, have had just this history of just not liking each other. And now you're gonna glove up, and man, you're gonna give him the business, or at least attempt to. I don't know, man. I'm kind of afraid for you, JJ. I mean, I don't want to see you seeing you at the end of that NXTV episode with your head down. It's kind of symbolic to me.
Like I said, man, that's not the way I look at things. Like I said, man, that's me playing along, man. That's a part of the angle, dog. That's a part of the angle. And it's up to those guys to really sell that thing and make it go. Hey, I'm just doing my part, dog. You know what I'm saying? In the whole grand scheme of the show, but. Like I said, man, this is a completely different story. I might have to, switch my style up, man, and, start, involving, like, some kicks. That's something that, like, I never really did before, get some different type of training, to really throw this guy off and just really throw everybody off, man, and maybe trim down some and just be a completely different JJ. But, whatever it takes, man. I'm going to see to it that this guy, he's going to feel my presence, man. He's going to know that he was in there with JJ Strong, man.
Well, I'm going to move off of that for a while and kind of talk about, sort of the criticism that you have gotten, JJ.
I'm going to tell you, Justin, like, I always laugh at the people, man. I always laugh at the people when they come out and they say, like, this or that about JJ. JJ's a terrible announcer. Every other week, man, I'm getting fined by AVW himself, man. Telling me about something that I done messed up or this or that, man. He's starting to, sort of believe, and, it seems to me like, he's starting to sort of believe, the ramblings and the rumblings about me. It's almost like he's watching me with a closer eye. But, listen, man, we all make, a whole lot of the same mistakes, man. Out there in NXTV, man, even a guy like me, man, who's, been here so many years, hey, I'm still learning on the job, man. There's many aspects of this game that, I was never a part of, that, I've become a part of now. So, it is what it is, man. It's never, nothing personal. It's just, it's all a part of the game, man. It helps you get sharper, it makes you remember, okay, I messed up, man. I got to deviate away from that. Let's get back in line, and let's get these things right, man. I stopped doing the highlights. They started doing their own highlights, things like that. but I think that they're a little bit more open to things like that. The cuts and the highlights because of the whole situation with 2K19 and what it allows this year. So, like I said, man, I mean, these changes come with the games each year, and so modifications have to come with the production. So I mean, there is always that, dog. But yeah, I mean, as far as the people, man, and people being saying this or that about my commentary, I don't care, man. I laugh at it, man. Cause I'm out there, I'm enjoying myself. I've been doing this commentary thing since around about 2011. When God rest her soul, Miss Ruby D, she blessed me with a job. She believed in me, man. And there's a lot of people out there, like your boy J&W Boss, man. I appreciate him a whole lot. I think he's a big influence as to why I'm still sitting in that seat next to Gorgon every week, man. Calling those matches, calling the pay-per-views. Pay-per-views have been modified just around me, man. It blows me, man. Sometimes, I'm just like sitting back there befuddled, like, wow, all this controversy of who's going to announce the pay-per-views, who's going to announce the big show, who's going to be the voice. And I'm like, wow, am I really that bad, man? But, at the same time, it is a production. I can't take it personal, man. I mean, what the boss wants is what the boss wants. So it is what it is, man. And, like I say, I'm just happy to be out there, dog.
You and Gorgon do make a good couple, or a good pair, I should say. It's like, I was saying it to somebody else recently. I was saying, like you and Gorgon, if y'all keep this up, y'all gonna mess around and be like the new voices of XTV. It's like, for so many years, myself and Bob Classic, as far as on the East Coast would call matches, and it's like you said, Miss Ruby, she brought you in 2011, made us a 3-man booth at the time, which was crazy. I can't believe that was the norm at the time.
Right, man. They tried to come back with a 3-man booth. They had me and Sal, at the beginning of NXTV. It was myself, Sal, and matter of fact, it was actually just me and Sal, but she would team up with Gorgon and Terry at the time, and they would do the 3-man booth thing, and I think that he saw how hard that was, and they pretty much bailed on that, man.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. I gotta ask you about the Dream and Jordan, because people always kind of just wonder about them naturally, anytime you come up in the conversation, and it's so interesting to me. The first thing that jump out, JJ, is the fact that nowadays we got the Dream that's sort of the guy, and Jordan kind of just like in the distance, off in the haze somewhere.
Well, Jordan's always been very private. I mean, even back when she was, at the top of her game here in XTV, and that's not to say that she can't just come back out. I mean, the weird thing about Jordan is that she's one of those dual contracted stars. So when the whole NXTV thing was originally popping off, they wanted to make sure that that JB didn't get outshined by Jordan, man. Because I mean, Jordan was already established here in XTV, so they wanted to give JB as much of the rub as she possibly could, and get her on out there before they started, putting Jordan out there, because she was already established. She already knew how to talk on the microphone. You know what I mean? She already knew how to hold her own with the big dogs. And, Jackie, she was still learning that. And at the same time, she had that XTV contract. She could have easily, been on shows. And I think she was on a show or two, but if you remember at the time, we were just getting started back into the digital world, and, XTV had not yet got its feet up under it. It had not had East Meets West or Twitch or anything like that. So that was not really a platform. And even now with the Twitch platform, Justin, I mean, I think what did they do, like 3 or 4 matches every week. So it's even hard to get booked in. I mean, NXTV, episode to episode, we're doing 5 to 6 matches, and 6 on a very rare occasion, but usually like 5 matches, man. And even with that, it's hard to get everybody showcased, dog. But she's doing her thing. She's happy, man. I don't know if people heard the Walter podcast. He already put it out that that they are seeing each other, and truth be told, they've been friends for a long time, actually, man. I'm very proud of her. Walter's a good guy. I wish he could kind of tone down on the language, but I understand that that's where he's from, man, and he's a young guy, and I told him, I said, if you work at it, man, eventually you can fade that off, man, because you got a whole lot of potential. Walter's one of those guys, man, who could really draw people in because people can relate to him, dog. So it's just so much potential around me, man. And it's a great time to be in XTV and at the forefront, Justin. I have absolutely no complaints, dog.
That's a great way of looking at things. And then you gotta mention the Dream, of course, Kareem.
Absolutely, man.
I mean, I feel like he got it. He on his way. I mean, he just gotta keep this momentum up. But I think Kareem is finally starting to, become, I don't know, like one of the guys,
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth, man. I mean, the way I see it, it came out of necessity. The Dream came back on a NXTV taping as a surprise to people, and I think that the way that he came back, automatically made him like, a big deal. Like, oh, if nobody ever seen him, who is this guy? And with all the swagger and just the way he kicks his game, man. I'm gonna tell you, Justin. And I'm not just saying this because I'm his father, man. Kareem has always been a player, dog. He's always been a player, man. He's always just had that demeanor. He always knew who he was, man. And that's the most important thing about being a character here in XTV. You gotta know who you are, man. You gotta know who you are, what you about, who you will hang with, what you like, what you don't like. You got to know these things about yourself, because if you don't, somebody's going to ask you a question and you're going to be having that deer in the headlights look. You know what I mean? We saw it with Haven. You know what I mean? I mean, not to put her on blast, but that's a perfect example right there of, somebody just, trying to figure it out, man, not knowing who they are. And it's, sometimes you get that diamond in the rough, like Kareem the Dream Strong, like Jordan. I'll even go as far to say, because, I mean, hey, the proof is in the pudding, man. She got over with the people, and it's because they knew who they were, man.
Yeah, that absolutely helps. I kind of want to touch on, like what has been. Well, I mean, I guess like right now it ain't been a big thing, but like for a little while, for like about maybe a month or so, I want to say like 2 weeks to a month, they were pushing this angle where like they brought this guy out and they were saying that the kid that you had beat up, or that you went to jail behind, let's just say, that the killer had them brought him out, and that he was all scarred and stuff like this. And I mean, I know that you ain't like it at all, but just give us your thoughts, about it, and just clear the air.
Man, absolutely tasteless. I'm pretty sure I said that. I feel like because I mean I've been in the press a whole lot over this whole killer situation, and just talking about XTV5, but I mean complete tastelessness, and then it was I think it was West Side War, where he brought the guy out. And when I first seen it, man, I was laughing. I thought that was the doggone Pain that came back. I was like, well, I thought that they were pushing the angle with Killer versus Pain, and I'm like, okay, so that's what they're doing here. But once I got a little closer, man, turned the volume up. No, I think they got knocked off the air. They brought it back, and I heard what Killer was saying, mentioning my name and whatnot, and he brings this guy out. One of his homeboys, and making it like, oh, this is the dude, who I had an issue with. And for the people who don't know the story, man, I said it before, I was on this, show back in the day, back when Justin first started his show. I told people about it then, but, a short version of the story, for the people who ain't see it, I was a substitute teacher. And the kid, not only was I a substitute teacher, but it was a job, that I had got, through, a lady named Miss Barb, who was a very, very close friend of the family, and she pulled some strings, and she got me a gig. I was substituting in class, and this kid, and I wasn't the JJ that you see nowadays, man. Let's be honest about that. Like, I was a thug, man. Believe it or not, I was a thug, man. I was out there running the streets because my mother, she didn't really, my mother worked late nights, so she wasn't there. I was there all by myself, so I could just run the streets and do whatever I wanted to do. That's how I lived. And it got to this here point where, I was, getting like trying to get a real job and settle down and things like that. And I ended up putting hands on the kid, man, because he was coming up to me and he was saying all this stuff. I was telling him to sit his behind down, and he's popping off at the mouth and throwing his hands all in my face and just being completely and utterly disrespectful, man. And that's just how I felt at the time. Nowadays, looking back on it, I had no business reacting the way I did, but I was a young hothead, man. I'm just trying to put people, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm trying to, put people in the mindset of, where I was at the time. It's the truth. I'm not happy about it. I spent 10 years, got 10 years of my life taken away from me, dog. 10 years, dog. So, that's behind me now, and then for these guys to come out there and make a angle out of it, that's what really that set me off, man, because old Joe, he gets on the damn podcast and he's saying stuff like not on the podcast, but he gets on the doggone on the show, and he's saying stuff like, JJ, he just kind of glanced over the situation, as if this is something that's like easy for me to talk about. And I did elaborate on the show, man. That's why I always just direct guys back to that one. I talked about other things. I talked about my upbringing and how I got into XTV and things of that nature, man. But I did talk about that. I talked about my time in prison. I talked about everything, man. And it's just like guys just hear what they want to hear. And that's what just really set me off about it, Justin. Is that the guys were just hearing what they wanted to hear. Killer's over here making fun of the whole situation. Just hiring some guy, that they just had made up before the doggone, before the show started. It ain't funny, man. And then I asked him, I said, well, tell me what his name is then, man. Tell me what his name is. And he couldn't tell me, man. And I'm not going to say it. He said, that was on the Creation Suite. Now that I remember, because we had an argument in the room. Somebody was in the Creation Suite, man, and me and Killer had them doggone got into it. I said, tell me what his name is. He couldn't even say what his name was, man. And that's how I caught him in a doggone red light. Then he tried to tell me, oh, you tell me what his name is, so he can get the information out of me. Nah, man. That ain't how this going down, dog. This ain't going down like that at all, man. It's just complete foolishness, dog.
It's crazy, JJ, man. I can't believe that it's come to this.
I mean, for it to resurface after all these years, man, that's what's tasteless about it to me. Guys knew that's what my story was, coming into this. And I guess that now, because we're in XTV world, people want to pull out this scandal, like, oh man, you want to hear some dirt about JJ. It's not cool, man. It's not cool, dog. I mean, because if this was your life, you know what I mean, and you had kids around you, looking up to you. I mean, you think different about it. But this is, a scumbag of a person that don't have that type of a life. He's not a good influence on nobody, man. You see the doggone girl, Shamika. I mean, yeah, she's loud, she's over the top, but, I mean, she's telling the truth. The guy doesn't take care of his kid, man. He don't care about his kid. He don't care about nobody but himself. He's a poison, man. He is pure evil, dog. And that's what I don't like about it, because people are around here laughing and like, ha, like this is, so funny. It's not, dog. But, I'm getting my head right around this, man. I'm getting my head together. And that's what this match is all about, dog. Because I'm frustrated, and I'm taking all my frustration out on him. It ain't about winning or losing, man. When it comes to the match, it ain't about winning or losing, man. It's about standing up for my life, man. It's about defending myself, because this guy has crossed the line, and he's trying to bring these other guys with him. I couldn't believe what old Joe said, man. JJ Glenn story. Go back, guys, because I know a lot of guys ain't gonna remember, him saying that. Go back and check it out. I think it was on West Side War, or whichever the episode was, where he brought the doggone fake dummy guy out. And everybody's around there commenting on it, trying to say stuff like, oh yeah, JJ, JJ's not owning up to it. I spent damn 10 years of my life behind bars, dog. I paid my debt, dog.
It is a shame, and that's why I wanted to have you on here, JJ, to be able to just, get it off your chest and just tell the people, because, it is messed up, and what I think it is like, although it is like, XTV is based on, what really happened and stuff like that. But at the same time, to go all the way back there and, to pull out something, I could see if you did something now, and they blew that up. But to go there, I mean, it is pretty messed up. And they're going to put it live on the show. And I know that people, I know that there's a lot of people that don't know what's going on. But a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people know who I am. A lot of kids look up to me, man. And it's like, when that's on the forefront, especially when I'm coming out here week after week, doing color commentary, and then, they almost blew a gig with me and the boss, man. We chopped it up, and I went on and did the gig and everything. But he almost blew that for me, man. And it's like, come on, dog. Like, this is my livelihood out here, dog. This is my livelihood that you guys are out here playing with, that you're trying to make some damn wrestling angle out of, and I don't like it, dog. That's what this fight is about. This is beyond personal, man. It's like, screw that. Because, under any other circumstances, I would not come from behind that desk, I just let it be what it is, man. Oh, those guys are just talking. Oh, it's just an angle. I wouldn't step up to the plate. They can call me all the punk asses and all that stuff. Sorry, man, about the cussing, but it gets me really excited, man, because, of the foolishness, man, and the way that these guys are carrying themselves, or the way Killer is portraying me. I don't like it at all, man. And I don't like the fact that there's certain guys over there that are just tagging along with this. It ain't cool to me at all, dog.
Hi, Tom Bodette, doing my very first tweet, or twerp, or whatever it's called. Okay, here goes. M6 has clean, comfy rooms, numeral 4, lowest, $, of NE, nutnol chain, ampersand, I heart it, cause, and I'm out of characters. Oh, see why this is so popular. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for you. Book online at motel6.com.
I gotta ask you, JJ, how has it been for you being a part of, like, not only just being a part of XTV, but like just this new movement? I mean, and not only that, but having these opportunities to be on like outside shows, to be requested, to be on like a J&W Boss, pay-per-view or a special show. You know what I mean? Like. Because that's for me, like when I had J&W Boss on my podcast, I was like, man, what a milestone, I should say, to reach, to have, somebody from the outside world, come inside of the XTV walls. That sounded so weird. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Hey man, anytime I'm thinking about what you said, man. You're a fool dog. But I gotta say, it's very reassuring, dog. I gotta tell you that, man. I mean, it's very reaffirming, man. It's like, I'm doing my job, man. I'm doing the right things, man. And it's always very much appreciated, man. I'm always, welcomed with open arms, by, the boss over there and, Z Ice, the whole crew, man. It's great, man. Words can't explain it. I mean, because, it's like I said, man, it's very reaffirming, man. Nobody can say, or the people can say what they want to say, but nobody can take away the fact that, yeah, I did that, man. And I'm still getting phone calls all the time, man. Hey, Coach Strong, yeah, we want you here, man. We want to make that happen.
Yeah, I forgot that they call you Coach Strong.
Yeah, that's because I used to train the kids, the 105 Live kids. And I still do a little training with them. Just character development. Giving the young kids in XTV something to do. I don't do it as much, of course, because of my busy schedule. But every time I can, once or twice a month, on the weekends, I definitely like to spend some time, with the youth here in XTV and just enlighten them, because they always enjoy hearing stories about the things that go on. Of course, they watch the shows and things like that. So to hear the perspective from somebody that's close to it. I mean, they see Coach Strong on TV, calling the action. They're like, hey man, I want to do that too and things like that. So that's always cool, man. Being involved and things like that, dog.
Absolutely, man. You know what's crazy too, JJ? We got this show, Howard's Life, that's recently came out, and it's like, it's taking on a life of its own. It's very popular here in XTV. It's astronomical. It's like through the roof. Like it's insanely popular. But prior to that, there was gonna be a Howard show where you guys were gonna be like, a Martin parody.
Yeah, man.
What's the deal with that? Is that still in the works? What have you heard? Talk about that, JJ. Help me out.
Hey, man. Your guess is as good as mine, Justin. I want to say it's kind of all up to Davari Howard, man. I really think that's what it comes down to. I think that he's the man, and I feel like, this Howard show that he came out with, the more reality show type of deal, I feel like that's more like, what he wanted to do, man, because he wanted to showcase his family. He felt like, it was necessary for his family to get that rub, man. I mean, he got his wife there. Miss J. She's retired from in-ring action, so it's a way to showcase her, and it's also a way to get the kids' face out there because I mean, these kids are the future, and he's got a great family, man. I really think it's a decent show. I can't wait to see more episodes. So I feel like that's what it was, and everything, but. I mean, that's not to say that it won't ever happen, Justin. I mean, because we got the technology now. I mean, and the fact that they were able to pull that off lets me further know that, that lets me further know that the original rendition of it could have been done, easily, and probably with not even as much work, to be honest, man, because I feel like everything would have took place like in one particular location. I don't know how fun that would be to see on TV, but I mean, like I said, his show's great. I really enjoy it, but yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. I don't know if they're still gonna do it, if they want to do it, but I'm game, dog.
Yeah, you was gonna play Thomas Michael Ford's role, and then I think it really took a blow when he passed away. Because then that would mean that you would be portraying a character that gone and passed.
Right, dog. But I mean, they're talking about getting the Martin show back, man, bringing the Martin show back. So who knows, man? Who knows what could happen? I mean, once things that we seem to like here in XTV, once that starts to trend in XTV, then those creative juices start to flowing, and you never know what might pop up out of that. I mean, that's how we get That's how we arrived here, dog. That's why you and me right now are talking, man. So there you have that.
I know that you say, that you've. I know that you say that that you're very busy, and I could tell because, I mean, I've wanted to get you on so many different, podcasts. Maybe to do some reviews. I mean, I remember once upon a time, it wasn't no thing to get JJ. Now I can't do shit. But, I'm wondering, like, will we ever see, JJ, in the movies, in the XTV films, things like that. I mean, are you looking at things like that? Like, are you trying to diversify, your roles in the future, or are you just pretty much sticking to announcing, or what you got in mind?
Man, I could tell you that I'm pretty much 100%, consumed with this here, NXTV stuff. To be honest with you, Justin, I mean, it takes 100% of my time. It's what I'm doing with my life. But look, it's like I said, man. I'm getting phone calls from people all the time. They want me to provide my services, and if that right phone call, rings and I pick up the phone, and it's a great opportunity that I see fit. I mean, of course I'm gonna jump on that, man. But right now there's really nothing on the table for me. We just now did the whole angle with the Dream and Justin. We got the pay-per-view coming up this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. Or, I don't know when this drops, but, as we're speaking, the pay-per-view Philadelphia is going to be coming out this weekend. So, I'm looking forward to seeing that. And,
I was thinking about, the build to Philadelphia. Now that you mentioned that, it's just like, and I even asked, a couple people, how they felt about, how things have been going into this. And I don't know, I only been asking that because I just personally feel like it could have been stronger. I feel like the build to this pay-per-view could have been stronger. When we were going to Modern Day Classic, people knew Modern Day Classic was coming. When we were going into Iron Sharpens Iron, even if you ain't know what was going to be on the card, you knew Iron Sharpens Iron was coming. And I don't feel a buzz about Live in Philadelphia. It could just be me.
Well, I mean, I feel like, you know, and I don't know how much of the TVs that you've seen.
I watch everything. I'm on top of it, JJ.
Well, I mean, I feel like, you know, I feel like we've done, you know, pretty decent TVs, man. You know, and I understand, you know, some of the stories really didn't pick up in substance until a little bit later on. You know, I feel like maybe, you know, I don't know, maybe some things could have been switched around, you know, in a different order, as far as the, you know, as far as events that took place. But, you know, I feel like, you know, people are watching NXTV right now. I feel like right now at the time, Justin, and this is from the bottom of my heart how I truly feel, man. I think that people are watching, you know, not everybody, but a lot of the newer people that are tuning in, I think that they're just tuning in for a good time, man. You know, to just take a load off and just not remember anything, not think about anything, you know, not even the angles, not even who's fighting who. You know, that's going to happen subconsciously just from them, you know, watching enough, man. You know, I don't think that, you know, people are purposely out there trying to, you know, connect to characters. I think that they just appreciate, you know, the product right now. You know, I think that that's what's happening. And so, you know, I don't know if people are following the shows like that episodically, man. You know, I think that it's just there. If a show comes up, you know, they're not necessarily remembering what happens last week and putting two and two together with what's happening this week. They're just watching the show. They're in the now. They might not even have seen last week's show, or they might not even see next week's show. But, you know, they're watching this, and when Philadelphia is up and that thing is streaming live, you know, if they got their notification bells on, they're gonna come into the room and they're gonna enjoy themselves because they know that NXTV is on streaming live, man. So, you know, I think that that's what it is right now. I mean, because I hear that a whole lot, man. You know, when I talk to people, or when I hear people talking about NXTV or XTV World, man, they use the word fun a whole lot. That's the main word that's thrown around, man. People genuinely have a good time, man. And that makes me feel good, dog, because, you know, I mean, we're the voices that they hear, Justin.
Absolutely, man. You know, that's what I told people. That's what I was saying. You know, you and Gorgon are the voices. And it's crazy, you know, you both got, like, great criticism. You know, everybody loved Terry Williams. But, you know, they was like, nah, get Gorgon out of there. And then they got rid of Terry, and then they put you, and they was like, get JJ out of there. Keep Gorgon, but get JJ out of there.
You know, I mean, like, I'm going to be honest, dog. You know, people don't know what they want, Justin. That's why I laugh, man. People don't know what they want. Some of the same people who have scrutinized me for my work have came to me and said, hey, man, I'm sorry, dog. You've done a great job. You know what I mean? Keep up the good work. And then 2 weeks later, they're back to scrutinizing me again. You know, it's funny to me, dog. You know, it's truly laughable, man. It just is what it is, man. You know, listen, you know, people don't like Michael Cole, dog. You know, but, you know, Cole's been out there for, what, over 20 years now? You know, he's not going anywhere, dog. And, you know, that's what ABW himself told me. He said, you know, you're going to be my Michael Cole, man. You know, you're going to be Cole, dog. And you're going to go out there and, you know, and the people are going to talk shit about you. But they don't even know that they love you because you're telling the story, man. You know, I mean, and they don't even realize that that's what we're doing out there as the announcers. You know what I mean? They're so busy being critical, but meanwhile, they're enjoying themselves because, you know, they're able to follow along with what's going on. You know, a lot of these same people that I'm talking about, not everybody out there, but I'm talking about certain people specifically, you know, that's just what it is with them, man. You know, I'm trying not to mention names here because, you know, I ain't trying to ruffle nobody's feathers. You know, everybody, you know, kind of marches to the beat of their own drum. It is what it is, man. You know.
True that, JJ. Oh my gosh. Let's see. We got a little bit more time here. Speaking of Philly, we got a card coming up. It's a short card.
Right.
All right, 4 matches, and I don't know, man, but it's like in NXT, that's kind of been the issue lately. I wouldn't call it an issue, but it's been the trend, I would say, to have to be like only promoting, I don't know, like 3 or 4 matches. You know, they did 4 this time. I think the last time it was like 3 matches. They promoted, I think what got promoted was Tyrone and Kareem. I think Shannon's match. Yeah, it was 2 Iron Man matches that was promoted and something else. So no, it was probably only just the 2 Iron Man matches. And this time we only got the 4 matches. So I mean, you know, what are we gonna get? We're gonna get some filler. Cause I went back and checked out a little bit of Iron Sharpens Iron recently, and I ain't saying it was bad, but seeing like Ty Dillinger on the show, that was a no-no to me. You know, I said this before, JJ. I was like, man, I said, I be having to go back and watch the show to know if it was good. I don't know if it was good in the moment. I got to go back and watch it. Like, I got to go back and review it. And I went back and reviewed like just a piece of Iron Sharpens Iron, and for me that was a no-no.
You know, I feel like Justin, you know, you gotta, you know, in hindsight, it's always a different thing, dog. You feel what I'm saying? And so, and I get what you mean. Hey, you know, I mean, some people really liked it, man. You know, it is what it is, man. You know, it's just a thing. It's in the past. We've moved on past that, but when you have to build or something, a whole lot of the times what I've seen is like, you know, I wonder, you know, what's going to be the structure of a card, you know, and you know, it's just like that one. Like, you know, I was wondering, you know, how was that one going to go down? You know, with 2 Iron Man matches being announced, you know, how does that work? Are we going to see them back to back? You know, I think that would be, you know, a big red flag. So, you know, and I felt like it was going to probably start off the show with an Iron Man match, but that wasn't the route. So I think that's what you got right there with those sort of filler matches. Yeah, that's what it was. The other match you were thinking about was I think the tag team titles were to be decided.
Was it tag belts?
Yeah, because I remember at the time Toya. Yeah, it was at that show. Toya had like a story running through where she was trying to find a tag partner. And so, yeah, that was like a big story that was being pushed.
Okay, so yeah, and then 3 filler matches.
But, you know, I mean, that's what we got. And not to mention, Iron Sharpens Iron was the first pay-per-view on 2K19. It was the first 2K19 show, dog. So, I mean, you know, I think that, you know, the mentality there was just to kind of keep an open mind, you know, and I mean, because at the time, I mean, you know, when you were watching, did you enjoy it?
When I was in it, I was kind of cringing. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, when I watched it live, I was cringing. I was like, oh boy, because I seen Velveteen Dream come out and he wrestled against LOVE, and they, you know, they had a decent match. I give it like 2 stars, I guess. 1.5 really.
Wow, man, that's tough, dog.
Yeah, man, just seeing all that filler stuff. You know, people want to get to it. They want to get there. But, you know, that was what it was. We got Philadelphia is what I was getting to, you know. And 4 big matches. Johnny Money versus Duke Zenda, the Money Man. What's your thoughts on these guys and the matchup and the build? I mean, what do you think about this, JJ?
You know, high on both of these guys. Very, very high on both of these guys. You know, honestly, I think it's Duke Zenda's time, dog. I really think it's his time, man. You know, and I was listening to when he had his, sorry, I was about to say his wife, man. I remember you got on somebody for saying that.
She is not his wife.
Don Carr, though, yeah, man, you know, I mean, this guy has, you know, really come through a whole lot, man. And, you know, to see him get to this point, because I've been watching this guy, man. I've been watching him since the PGs, bro. I've been watching him, you know, going up against Chris Xander, you know, in the main events, you know, just sitting on the roster, you know, not getting the call up, and people just looking over him as if he would never, ever get the call up, dog. And he just got called, and he's been killing it ever since, man. I'm talking about this guy is thorough, man. Like, that light went on, and it just keeps getting brighter and brighter, and it's not getting any dimmer. And I don't see Johnny Money stopping him, dog. He don't got his girls out there ringside, according to Terry Williams. So yeah, man, it's going to be a problem with him, man. And I love Johnny Money. He's great, but he's going to have to look out for Duke's Ender here.
And we got Shannon going up against a mystery person. I mean, what happens here? What's your prediction for this matchup? Because we don't know who she's fighting.
Right, so it makes it hard to predict, but
do you have any predictions on who it might be?
Who it might be? I feel like they're gonna probably bring in somebody from outside, dog. I feel like that, I feel like it's gonna be somebody like like a Ryu, maybe like Chun-Li, or somebody like that, like maybe a Mortal Kombat character or something like that. That's just what my gut's telling me, dog. But I really don't know, man. And then it's for the heavyweight championship. Shadow's involved.
Well, I'm just gonna say on that one.
Know what that mean, dog? That mean something I don't know. I don't want to know though, dog. That's the beauty of going out.
I just know things that everybody don't know, so that's all. But so does Shannon win, or does she lose the women's championship?
Oh man, let me see. Well, yeah, again, dog, it would depend on who it is, man. Because if somebody's coming into NXTV and they're a big name, or whatever the case. I mean, why would you bring in somebody and have all this hoopla just for them to lose the championship? So I don't know, man. Or if they're not gonna lose, then I see some sort of a like a I don't know, disqualification, count out. I mean, Shannon, she's got that champion's advantage. So, no matter who it is coming out to the ring to face her, I mean, Shannon can always just go to a cheating tactic. We've seen her do that before. I mean, I think that's kind of how she got here. She won like a 3-way dance by beating people up with a steel chair. So they have that, dog.
All right. And then we got Justin Jr. versus Kareem the Dream. I already know who you're going with here. 3 stages of hell. First match is a single match. The second match is going to be
that's a knockout match, dog.
Okay, yeah. And then the third fall is going to be a cage match, if need be.
Yeah. I mean, no question, I'm going with the Dream. Hey, look, man, your son versus my son. How about that, dog? And we're sitting up here talking about it. Crazy thing, man. But I absolutely love it. I love what they're doing out there. I really enjoy the chemistry that they have. And I don't want fight forever, man. I never want to see these two stop going at it, man. I really don't, man. But yeah, man. I'll say I think Justin takes the first fall. I think Kareem's going to get the next 2 falls, because I mean I don't see Justin knocking out Kareem strong. I mean, period, dog. So yeah, man. Yeah, and I think they're going to go all the way to the third. We're going to get a steel cage match, and and the Dream's going to he's going to give him the business, dog. He's going to give him the business. From having knocked him out, he's going to have that momentum like, yeah, dog, and that, that animal's going to come out, dog. I know the Dream.
Okay. And then we have a Hell in a Cell matchup. First time ever in NXTV. They said it would never be done, but it's happening. Can you believe it? Akira Ray and Jackie Z.
Man, I mean,
this right here, this to me is good, but this is one of the issues right here. It's not hot enough. It ain't hot. Like, you know what I mean? See, Raylan versus Jackie Z was hot.
Well, I mean, that was a doggone 8-month build, dog.
Yeah, and then, this really didn't have a build. It just had, like, little spots. Like, hey, remember this? well, yeah, that's connected to this. And you remember that one thing? Oh, yeah, well, that's over here. You know, it's like people ain't engaged in that.
Yeah, but again, dog, back to what I was saying. I mean, it's not necessarily about the story. I think that people are, I think that the fact that people are seeing this, and maybe I'm just displaying my ignorance here, but I think the allure of a Hell in a Cell matchup, is really, I mean, on NXTV, dog, nobody's ever seen our version of a Hell in a Cell, and what that looks like. How that looks, dog. Nobody's ever seen that. We've never seen that. So I think it's a treat. It's never been done. NXTV been around since 2017. We're coming up on 2 years, bro. We're coming up on 2 years, and history's about to be made. And who's doing it? Akira Ray and Jackie Z, dog. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. And I'm gonna say something that people aren't saying out here. But that girl Jackie Z, she is a player, man. I know people don't like her, but you gotta admire the fact that she's doing her job so well that you really do despise her, and that when she goes out into these matches, that she's going to deliver. And like, even when she was managing, man, just watch her as a manager. I mean, the things that she did, man, like, she was just like, like, she just made her presence known. You knew she was there. And that doesn't always happen, when somebody's, accompanying somebody outside the ring, man. I got to say that about Jackie Z. She's done a great job. Akira Ray, she's wild. She's crazy. Doesn't really say much, but I mean, I think that the fact that, that she is nuts, I think people know that. I think that's been established about Akira. And the fact that she's going to be in a Hell in a Cell matchup with Jackie Z, I think that's intriguing, man. We'll see what happens, though, man. I mean, we're talking about the NXTV stars, some of the greatest performers, I've ever seen. It's the new XTV, dog. It's the new brand, the new blood, the new breed, whatever you want to call it. And, I mean, these guys always deliver, so I expect them to this time.
Oh, man. Well, I appreciate it, man. And, I know that you and Kill are going to deliver at XTV 05.
Oh, yeah, man. No matter what, history will be made, man. We keep making history. It's going to be documented. I think it's going to be live, so, hey, man, I mean, you can't fake live, bro. You can't fake live, man. So, I'm going to see him in the ring. Like I said, I will be training, and may the better man win, dog.
Well, JJ Strong, I appreciate it, man. I wish you the best of luck on all your future endeavors. And man, thank you for being on the show here.
Thank you for having me, man. I'd love to come back anytime, dog.
All right, see you, buddy. Always great catching up with my good friend JJ Strong, a very, very busy man, busier than a fruit merchant, whatever that means. But yeah, man, nobody liked JJ. A lot of people thought that JJ wasn't gonna make it. A lot of people had him written off, but JJ is a good example of, how determination, with determination, you can get anything you want. You cannot be denied. JJ, is a staple here in XTV. You can't not know who he is at this point. You just can't do it. I mean, if you follow XTV. If you follow XTV, you know JJ Strong. Put it like that. And that's not the case with everybody. And that's what most people in XTV want. They want that name value. They want that notoriety. They want to be Mickey Mouse. They want to be Hulk Hogan. Superman, Batman, a household name, ubiquitous, is what I'm trying to say. And hey, in due time, that could happen. That's right. Because seek and ye shall find. Ask, seek, knock. But I ain't gonna get to preaching to y'all. That's the show. JJ Strong, I want to thank him one more time. I appreciate it. you stopping on by and giving us a piece of your mind. Giving us your insight on NXTV and the happenings within and what's going on in your life. Looking forward to XTV 5, man. JJ versus Killer. That's one of the big matches on the card. Lots more to be going down. So you guys just got to stay tuned to XTV and NXTV. Subscribe to XTV World. Don't subscribe here. Just listen to us. All right, if you really, really like XTV, then yeah, subscribe here. And thank you to all 22 of our subscribers. We see y'all too. Even the ones that don't even know why the hell they subscribe to us. They don't even remember doing this shit. Like, what the hell? Why the hell am I subscribed to XTV East Coast? Who the hell is that? That's just what I think. I mean, because, you go on people's channels. I ain't gonna mention this guy's name. I met a guy recently in a live chat. We was in a stream. This guy's got like over 3,000 subscribers and counting. But his view count on his videos are, they like the same numbers as ours. They're not even in the hundreds. How that? So, it's just a weird thing. I'm wondering, how in the hell is he getting these subscribers? Because for me, I don't, and so he's got over 3,000 subscribers. That means that he can monetize his channel at this point. You see what I'm saying? I'm happy for the guy. I'm glad that he does, does have that. But at the same time, who are these people? Are they people? Makes me wonder. That's it, y'all. That's the show. This week, I got it out a little bit late. I'm trying to become more consistent. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm trying to be more consistent. I'm trying to drop week to week. But it's not really an easy thing to do. Just with all the things going on. But yeah, got a whole bunch of good guests coming up. I'm doing research, man. I'm doing research because I want these shows to be good. And I want my future guests, to, really, I really want to be able to dig in on some topics that, people just don't really know about. So, some very interesting people on the horizon coming up. What the truth is, the reason why I can't really say it is because what happens is, me and Millennium and Alec, we kind of argue over, who we gonna have. It's a meeting about that too. Because we all know each other. We all in cahoots. And, we talk about, future guests. And we be like, this guy be good. Oh, no, that guy be good for his podcast. Yeah. It'd be better for him. And then you can have this guy on your podcast. Yeah. And you can have this guy. Now, you sure I should have him? I think he'll be good on yours. Okay, I'll take him. Shit like that. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys join me. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Give us a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down. We accept those too. Humbly. And so, from the sunshine state of Florida, ladies and gentlemen, as the sun begins to set on this beautiful Friday, I'm getting ready to do some more work. Yeah. But I enjoy my work. Don't feel bad for me. I have a great time doing what I do. And I hope that no matter where you at, that it's a good time. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this your boy, Ernest, Justin Turkey Leg saying, so long, everybody.